What's good, everybody? We are back, and today I have an Anthony Edwards build for you guys in NBA 2K25. My player clearly does not look like Anthony Edwards, but this is a little hint, little sneak peek for a massive video I'm dropping on Saturday. Probably my biggest of the year, so make sure you're checking that out. But back to the Anthony Edwards build. It is going to be a 6'4", two-way guard, extremely high defense, crazy contact dunks, still gets silver limitless range. Make sure you guys are watching this one all the way through. I explain where I'm going to put my cap breakers, my max plus ones, everything like that. If you skip around, you're going to miss it. Before we get started, drop a like, drop a sub, turn those notifications on. Like I said, I got so many crazy videos coming. You do not want to miss any of these uploads. And without further ado, let's check out this Anthony Edwards build. All right, getting right into the physicals on this build, we are going to go point guard. I know he's a shooting guard in real life. I'm going to be running the one guard on this build. I don't want to load up in the rec as a shooting guard and have to go against somebody 6'8", 6'9" on a 6'4". I don't care that he's a shooting guard in real life. I'm going point guard. He is 6'4" though. We're going to go 6'4", 201 pounds with a 6'11" wingspan. This height and wingspan will allow us to get a super high driving dunk while still hitting that 89 3-point threshold for silver limitless range. Something I definitely wanted to make sure we were getting on this build with how good of a dunker and shooter Anthony Edwards is. Had to make sure we're mimicking that in the game. Not going to say too much about that though. Let's get into the stats. Let's check out the finishing first. So listen very carefully. This is the base version of this build. This is a no cap breaker version. I wanted to make this a viable option for anybody that wanted to make it. Me personally, I do have cap breakers, so I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I'll talk about that in just a second. But just as the base version of this build, we get a 78 close shot, 77 driving layup, 93 driving dunk, 39 standing, and a 42 post control on this build. Without even applying cap breakers, we get silver float game, bronze paint prodigy, Hall of Fame aerial wizard, silver float game, bronze layup mixmaster. The big part of this is gold posterizer, but now getting into that cap breaker version I was talking about, if you do have your 5 cap breakers from start to 3, which I'm sure a lot of you do, and if you don't, then you probably will at some point this year and you want to start making your builds for that, then what I'm going to do is lower my driving dunk to a 91, and then I will be using all 5 cap breakers to get it to 96 to get Hall of Fame posterizer, which you could then max plus 1 to get legend posterizer if you wanted on this build. I don't know where I'll be using my max plus 1 for sure, but that is definitely an option. And now that you have a few attributes to use, you could either throw it on mid-range, you could make your defense higher. The defense is already really high on this build, as you'll see later on, but you could throw it on defense. Otherwise, you could throw it on speed, make the build a little bit faster. There's all kinds of different options once you get those cap breakers, so do your best this year. Hit at least starter 3, hit level 40, get those plus ones that we're getting from the season rewards. It's just going to make your builds so much better, but I wanted to be able to provide this basic level build for you guys just as a template and give you something that you can tweak and make better with cap breakers while explaining what I'm going to do. Overall, though, I'm going to have a 96 driving dunk on this build, which is all the finishing I'm going to need. A ton of different contact dunks. Our vertical is really high, like you'll see in a minute. But we're also going to be able to space the floor and shoot extremely consistently. So let's check out the shooting on this build now. All right, and right into the shooting, as you can see, we do get a 79 mid-range, an 89 three-pointer, and a 66 free throw. Yeah, I know the free throw's a little bit low, but if you put on a good free throw, you can still knock them down really consistently this year. It's really not that hard to shoot free throws. And honestly, if that's the biggest complaint you have about this build, I think I'm doing pretty good. But the big thing here is going to be the 89 three-pointer. From that, we are going to be able to unlock silver deadeye, silver limitless range, gold set shot specialist, and silver shifty shooter. After the Season 2 shooting patch, 89, more than enough, especially on a 6'4" defensive guard like this is going to be. The one downside is that we are 6'4" instead of 6'3", so we cannot get mini marksman on this build. But there's pros and cons to it. Even though we can't get mini marksman, our defense is going to be much higher and much better on this build than it could be on a 6'3". I'll definitely take that trade-off because we're going to get a ton of stops. We're going to be able to guard ball and ISO on the other end. I think this is a great representation of Anthony Edwards, and the 89 three-pointer definitely going to get the job done. 79 mid-range does feel a little bit low, but you do have to remember all the badges we unlock with 3-point will also apply to our mid-range rating. We're going to be knocking down those super consistently also. Do not worry about the shooting on this build, especially because you also unlock a ton of different jump shots with this 89. I have jump shots posted. Make sure you're checking that out if you need one. Just the beginning of the build here. We're just scratching the surface, so let's get on to the playmaking. All right, as you can see, right off the bat, very solid playmaking. I probably sound like a broken record. 71 pass accuracy on almost every single build I've made this year. 71 has got to be the sweet spot. I don't notice a difference between 71 and 80 if I'm being honest. Like 99% of the time, I'm still getting the same pass animations. I don't see the point in upgrading that higher unless you're really going to be a playmaking build. 71 though, like I said, broken record is more than enough to get the job done. It's going to get us bronze break starters, silver dimer. Silver dimer this year honestly helps helps the shooting a lot, especially after the most recent patch. And then this 92 ball handle is going to get a silver ankle assassin, gold handles for days, and gold unpluckable, so we're not getting ripped by lockdowns. That is one thing they didn't talk about that I noticed in the most recent patch, is that on-ball plucks are happening more. They did nerf the lanes, but the on-balls are way more often, so you're going to want unpluckable as high as you can on builds going forward. They're still not broken by any means. I'd say it's pretty balanced right now, but you're going to want to make sure you have it so you're not getting ripped constantly. Speed with ball in this build, we know Anthony Edwards is really fast. We are going to start with an 86, which gets us gold lightning launch, but I will for sure be using a max +1 to get that to Hall of Fame. Having that on Hall of Fame feels so much faster than gold. Trust me, it's just going to make a massive difference for your build, so if you do have those max +1s, throw it on there. But you can flip-flop it. If you want it on dunk, you can have it on dunk. If you want it on speed with ball, you can have it on speed with ball. Try them both out, see what you like best. But I just wanted to tell you what I'm going to do. This far, though, we've seen how insane this build is offensively. We got crazy dunking, good shooting, good playmaking. But we know Anthony Edwards has insane defense in real life, so let's check that out on this build. All right, on to the defense, and yes, you are seeing that right. We get these crazy defensive stats with how good this build is offensively already. 51 interior, 92 perimeter, 91 steal, 69 block, and a 60 defensive rebound. Went with a 92 perimeter, so we get gold challenger, gold on-ball menace, gold pick dodger, and Hall of Fame off-ball pest. And then I went up to 91 steal because we get gold glove at that, and like I said, the on-ball plucks are definitely better since the patch. Not only gold glove, but we also get gold interceptor with that. 69 block on this 6'4" build will get us bronze high flying denier, so we're going to be sending shots back. And then a 60 defensive rebound. Just recently, I've been starting to put this on all of my guard builds. It gets you bronze rebound chaser, and a lot of the times it helps out the center. The more people on the team that have a rebound rating, the better. If somebody gets a box, say your center gets a box out, you can run in and grab the rebound. Just makes you get way better animations than not having it upgraded at all. Definitely worth it for how cheap it is. As you can see though, this build definitely fits Anthony Edwards defensively. We're going to be an absolute menace, getting a ton of stops, all while being able to ISO and be the main ball handler well on offense. This build really is crazy. And we get some really good physical stats to go along with it, so let's check those out now. The main selling point of these physicals is the 85 vertical. I absolutely love vertical this year. It's going to make our dunk animations insane. Also going to help us grab more rebounds, get more blocks, stuff like that. But having it on 85 is also the threshold you need to be able to get Hall of Fame posterizer when you cap break your driving dunk. And then we're going to be able to get every single contact dunk animation in the entire game, except for the elite ones that require 99, which is very fitting for an Anthony Edwards build. That dude dunks like crazy in the NBA. Besides vertical though, we get the 52 strength, 82 agility for better defense, and an 85 speed, so we're able to run up and down the court, get around quickly. I don't know, now that you guys have seen the build, let me know down below if you think this is fitting for Anthony Edwards. I think it's a very, very solid build. Let's check out the build name real quick. For the build name, I can't even lie, nothing too special. I feel like I see this every other day. Two-way inside-out ISO creator. We do get some shades of defensive guards, but not Anthony Edwards, unfortunately. I do still love the build, though. If you guys end up making it, let me know what you think of it down below. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for sticking around to the end. Drop a like, drop a sub on your way out, and I will catch you in the next one.